So this is the inside tour of my Airstream B190. It's a 1996 4D350, and I'm really enjoying it. I've had it for about 6 years.
This is where I keep my patio table. I had these canvas screens that are held on magnetically, custom made for the van. This is the screen layer, and then this is the privacy layer. So just like being in a tent, it's very cool. They weren't cheap, but I do like them a lot. Okay, so let's just go inside. So this is the van from the bathroom. So I'll go back up and point things out specifically, but this gives you a good look at the layout. I can't do this with one hand, but this basically lifts up and pulls out, and then there's another mattress piece that goes in there. So this is actually a huge bed. I don't need to do that when I'm in the van because, well, first of all, I can't sleep up there with two people. I'm too claustrophobic, so any of my guests get the couch. And I'm able to sleep across. So I'm 5'9", and literally if I lay flat on my back, my heels touch that wall and my head touches that wall. But whoever sleeps exactly like that. So yeah, I find it very comfortable and cozy up there. So I enjoy sleeping up there. So that's the bunk. All the curtains are custom made by moi. The windshield curtain in itself is a thing of art, in my opinion. But I think what I'll do is I'll do a modifications video separately, because I've done all kinds of little projects to this van. The passenger seat, as you can see, swivels, and it is for me what I call the lazy boy. When I'm on my own in the van, I just leave it like that and fold it forward when I'm driving so that I can see the mirror. It's very comfortable, very low to the ground. I'm not sure why it's so low to the ground, but it sits very low to the ground. I've added this Lagun table with, I think lots of people are familiar with Lagun tables, but this is a Lagun table mechanism. It raises up and down on this leg here if you wish, so you can use it while sitting on the couch. It's great for a laptop, or you can use it for your coffee table when you're sitting in the lazy boy. The cab is actually just very, very basic. There's nothing extra in there except air conditioning, and that's it. Power windows, I suppose. The driver's seat is probably also very upgraded because it's all electric and it does all the things you wouldn't expect a driver's seat to do from 1996. It goes up and down and back and forward and all of that. The windshield curtain, I called that the windshield curtain, and I do call that a windshield, but the actual windshield curtain also is made by me. All the curtains are made by me. So again, another modification was one of the first things I did when I got the van was I ripped the carpet out and discovered that the plywood underneath was actually quite nice. So I got some marine grade paint, painted it up, and yeah, I've sort of recoated it every spring. It takes literally like 20 minutes. I don't bother doing all the taping off and everything. I just give it a coat in the center where it gets high wear. So this is a jackknife sofa. I'll just sort of step back a little bit so you can see. The only part of this van that really needs attention now is the upholstery. The upholstery is worn and quite dirty. It like it's been shampooed and everything, but it just gets dirty so quickly. So if you're familiar with a jackknife sofa, you just sort of lift it up here and ratchet it up, and then it lays flat. And then this is a nice little feature as well. Little table. There's also a table for the van, which I keep in my apartment. It's a big racetrack shaped table, and it just takes up a lot of space, and I don't think I need it. One of the most favorite things I did in regard to the curtains was I made it, even though the window starts here, I made the curtain so that it goes all the way up against this wall here. And then when the curtains are closed across the windshield, you basically get one seemingly seamless effect all the way around to the double doors. So I think that's kind of cool. Great storage space in this van. I don't think you would find this in most RVs. Not only are these cabinets really big, they are everything, all the cabinets in here are either solid wood or really high quality plywood. Makes for a very heavy vehicle for sure. You pay for it at the gas station, but there's nothing is hollow. Love these cabinets here, all with the chains on them. So these in their own right can be used sort of as ledges. Again, I'm going to do a modifications video at some point and just sort of show all the things I've done, because I've done a lot of little projects in this van. So this is the galley, and I don't know. You can go buy $1 million motorhome and you're not going to find this much counter space. It's ridiculous. Double sinks, three burner range. This is really stained. I undertook a project last winter and took it all apart, polished it all up, turned out great, and as soon as I put it on heat again, it failed. Another little modification I've done, which I'll include when I do the modification video, and you can also see here, some of the cabinet fronts are getting a little tired. One of my project desires is to take them off, sand them, and refinish them, and I will do that. Before I go into those, these drawers are literally almost house size. Nice big drawers. I actually took the drawer right to IKEA into the store with me and found everything that fit in here perfectly. It's a little OCD. So yeah. And then the water tank, the fresh water tank, is in this void here. But these, last winter I took the counter off. I wanted to re-level it. I put in new taps. But when I had it off, I realized that these would be very nice little tables. So I got rid of all the staples and the screws, and I turned them into little tables. So when you're sitting there, you've got somewhere to put your drink, if you wish. I think it's a really neat little modification. Obviously, storage under there. Huge amount of storage under the couch. When I got the van, that was originally a drawer. It was too big, and so I got rid of the drawer and just turned it into a drop-down storage space. Fridge is brand new as of this spring. Ridiculously expensive, just stupid expensive. In Canadian funds, that fridge was $2,200. And it's propane. I know lots of people have switched to 12 volt, but I prefer the propane. I don't want to have to add to my battery bank. The only house battery this van currently has is under the hood. So under the hood, as per the exterior van tour, there is an engine start battery and a separate battery for the internal operations like the lights and water pump, etc. And I just really want to keep it down to one, just mostly due to space. So if I was to get a 12-volt fridge, then I'd have to up my battery, the number of batteries I have, and I don't want to do that. If you looked at the exterior tour, I've got 200 watts of solar on the roof, and it's awesome. As is, I don't need more. I love this. This is where the microwave was originally. I don't use microwaves at home, so I certainly don't need one in my van. This is just the food cupboard, or the Bailey's cupboard. Fantastic fan. There's one there, which was originally the air conditioner. This is the kitchen window. More storage. Range hood, of course, with all the gauges on it for battery and water and all of that stuff. That range hood, it looks like it wouldn't work well because of the fact that the actual vent is over top of this structure here. This range hood works extremely well. So now, stepping back, this is the bathroom. It has this privacy door, which I was going to get rid of, and then I realized it really is quite iconic. Airstream. So it will die with the van. Now this is nothing like what the bathroom looked like. I will insert a picture of its original layout. The toilet was dead center in front of the doors. I really like using the doors for in and out. There are places I camp where I haven't even used the side doors. I just use the back door. And if you saw the exterior video, I've actually got a little step that is hitch mounted there. This is the closet. It's so dark in there because I keep that side of the blind closed. But for me in this van, more so than a closet, what it really is an exterior storage space, because you open the back doors and you can access the closet no problem. So that's where I put my leveling blocks and things like that. This is another huge storage compartment. Really big. This van is not does not have a shortage of storage. The problem is that it doesn't have any exterior storage. That is the medicine cabinet. Ta-da. Had to take that out to get to the third brake light when I installed that. As per the exterior tour, I put a operable window in here. This is sort of like, it's a shower curtain is what it actually is, that I've modified. And for me, what it is sort of like a privacy and or screen door. If I'm camping and I've got the back doors open, I might close that in order to keep bugs out. Sometimes at nighttime, I just don't even, because I want to have airflow, I will leave the operable window open and let air flow through the screen, and I'll close that for privacy. So what I've installed here is, this is where the tub was. So the toilet was right there, and the tub was right here. This is where all the water was. So nothing there has changed, although I have replaced that. So this is a cassette toilet. I still have gray tank. I still have black tank under this carpet. My jury is still out. I've had a motorhome for several years and was very familiar with always having to stop and dump tanks and all of that. But now I don't. This you can actually empty in an outhouse or something like that. So it's really way more convenient, but it is kind of stinky, I have to admit. I keep my ladder in here. As you can see, it's got its own little seat belt. And I find that super handy when I'm camping or when I'm doing RV maintenance. Put those little expansion rods there to hold my towels and everything in place. So this is the skylight, or the little light dome that I made out of the original bathroom fan. As I said in my exterior tour, I think this is probably one of my favorite little easy projects. The original fan was leaking and rusting and everything, and I came across this dome, this bubble on Amazon. I think it cost me $11. I'll say $15, and it already has, it fit the hole perfectly and already has all the holes for screws and everything pre-drilled. So I just used some RV tape, or what do you call it, bittle or butyl tape, and caulked it all up, and it lets a lot of light in here. Like, look at the light reflecting. So yeah, I've added a few hooks and things like that. This is the original shower curtain, and I use that as a little bit of an interior clothes hanger. It's a great van. It's really very livable. The only thing I have an issue with is that the getting in and out of the bunk, although the bunk itself is very comfortable, the getting in and out is kind of a pain in the ass. And you really have to make your bed on your way out of the bunk in the morning, because you can't have that ladder. I didn't actually show you the ladder. This is a step ladder. It's not a traditional RV ladder. And so you can't have that ladder sort of sitting out in the middle of the floor while you're, sitting in the lazy boy having your morning coffee. So you kind of have to make the bed as you're getting out of the van. I guess I can point out a few other little things. This is the electronic ignition for the hot water. This is a brand new digital thermostat. This tray, I just keep this. This is just held in place for years now with a little bit of that blue poster putty. It doesn't move. This is an indoor-outdoor thermometer, and I keep the reader that you would put outside if you had this at home. I put that in the fridge, so I can always see what the temperature in the fridge is. So in the van right now, it's 23.8. That's Celsius for anyone who sees this from the US. And the fridge is currently 0, which is just about perfect. This is the start for the generator. That's a GFI plug, so just a plug. And that's where another 12-volt jack, there's one over there too, plus a cable outlet. I will never be watching TV in here, so that is not something I'll ever use. So yeah, there you go. That's the van. And then of course watch for my modifications tour, which I will do in the coming months. So thanks for watching.